Let's just focus on some of the immediate priorities. Mike, what have been some of the specific actions that you've had to take? Obviously, simply connecting people up, technology has played a big part of that, Zoom and so forth, being able to do that. But how have you managed these last few weeks in terms of dealing with immediate priorities?
Yeah, so I guess because we're digital natives, the setting up remotely from home wasn't actually an issue for us. So that was a really positive. Literally, the day that the lockdown happened, we were set up, prepared. We had already been working from home for a couple of days. So the technology side of things wasn't there for us. The challenge really is about just communicating with the team so that they know exactly not only where we are, but where our clients are as well. So as I've been working through this from a leadership standpoint, I've been brutally honest around what clients are rolling things back, what clients need to put things on hold, the state of what our clients are in, because depending on how our clients are, depends on how we are. So from that standpoint, I've just been communicating every day, daily stand up with the team. This is what's going on. This is what's changed in the last 24 hours. This is where I need you focused, and this is the things that you can be doing right now to help us through this. And some of those are pretty tough conversations when you're talking about cutting costs and that kind of thing. But by having everybody informed, they understand the thinking that's going on, and the team, in my experience, have risen to the occasion. They're very supportive. Every day they're saying, "Hey, Mike, is there anything I can do to help? Is there anything else you need from me, etc." So it's been really interesting how the teams kind of galvanized together through this period.
What personal observations have you made about yourself and the fact that obviously you don't have people around you? You can't just walk outside your office and engage with people. You're having to be much more conscious about this. What have you observed about how your leadership style has changed within that environment?
Yeah, I think as great as the video technology is, it's much harder to read body language through this. So I've just been a lot more explorative around how are you? How is things with your family? Are you okay financially? What other stresses do you have? And just getting through a lot of those kind of conversations. And a lot of obviously there's the business side of things, but also the rent holiday for mortgages. My staff, they have mortgages. What does that mean for them? Is it the right thing for them to do? And trying to help and support that way as well. So a lot of leadership from the professional standpoint, but a lot more just being, I guess, human, being supportive on that personal relationship side of things as well. So that's something that I didn't probably anticipate I would be doing as much of 2-3 weeks ago.
Mark, what's been your experience?
Well, sort of in that crisis mode, first of all, looking across all of our business and how can we manage cash flows and cut costs across our businesses. But before we did any of that, we've got 15,000 students that we needed to find a way to stream their classes. So as of Monday, we've had tutors with laptops streaming their normal timetable classes out to students. But we've had to enable students, in many cases, provide them a laptop and a connection so they can stream in. So there's all those kind of immediate issues that we've needed to resolve. And we've done that kind of across all the businesses in Up Education with daily stand-ups, BCP meetings with different exec teams, just looking at, right, what needs to be done now? And our approach has always been and is one of, we've got to act fast. And speed is far more important than perfection in this particular case. It's just getting it done and prioritizing.
So how are you a different leader perhaps now from the leader you were 6 weeks ago, or are you broadly the same?
Well, no, sort of different leadership styles, and I draw more on directive, but at the same time, sort of what's really interesting is when you're talking to people and you find you've suddenly been let into their front living room or their TV room in the conversation, what you end up talking about quite often is what's going on within their life, because you're now part of everything going on within their home. So as Mike kind of said, you soon realize, and you knew it anyway, but people's engagement and productivity is often driven by everything else going on within their life, not just what's going on within work. And so I'm very sort of open to that. And you find you have far broader conversations of how you can help. And yes, realizing that people respond to stress in different ways. And during this crisis, there's a lot of stress going along in everyone's lives.
John, Mike, and Mark both raise, good points about this kind of rise of empathy and the fact that CEOs have got to be, not just running organisations, but they are inextricably part of people's lives as well. And this crisis is obviously highlighting that. What advice are you giving about managing what can often be a very difficult relationship?
Yeah, one of the things that Mike and Mark really commented on is how deliberate they need to be in terms of making that connection. It's made a little easier by being invited into people's homes and seeing a different side of that, seeing cats go across the screen and dogs yapping at the heels and kids coming in for a cuddle, and it really does open up a connection in quite a different way. And our workplace and many workplaces in New Zealand, very young and very diverse, and we've got people from the UK, from France, from Germany, from Sri Lanka, from India. They've got not only, and they're a long way from home, so not only got that worry about what's happening in their own countries, they've got the impact on their own lives. So, and we're very much focused on creating a family within and a family culture within ISL, and that's a real anchor that takes care of the whole person.